What's up, people? Base Brawler here, and in this video I want to go over a couple of things concerning both the Power Level Warrior community, or I guess in this case the Burst of Power community, as well as Bulit himself. Now, in this video, if you are Bulit, because, I hope you watch this video, and if, you don't really have incentive to, I'm probably going to tell you to watch this video anyway. And if you are anyone from the community, which is obviously probably my subscribers or just people in the Discord, which I'd also like to give that somewhat of a shout out as well, because these discussions are important. And when you really care about something, you try to do everything in your power. That is, of course, assuming you have any, to fix the problem. And that is what I'm going to try and do in this video. Now, people can change, people's viewpoints on stuff can change. So if there are some things I have said before, maybe I just wasn't clear-headed, maybe I said them out of anger, but just know that I may have a completely different perspective. I may have the same one. You never know. Just watch the video and don't take I'm not I'm not saying don't take literally anything I said before for granted or whatever, or just not care about it at all, but the stuff I did say, um, I may have slightly altered opinions or just viewpoints overall of those things now that I've had time to think about it. But anyway, let's get started. So, first of all, let me, I don't know, let me just separate this video into parts, I guess. So, I'm actually going to, I guess, now, since I mentioned it, separate this video into parts. The first part of the video will be quote unquote defending Bulit. The second part of the video will be quote unquote defending the community. And the third part of the video will be putting everything in both of those perspectives, I guess, into one idea and one general overlook of the game. Because a lot of people are saying stuff like, oh, the final power level warrior is better, or oh, the game's never going to get better if Bulit does this or whatever. Or even on Bulit's side, oh, let me not necessarily rush stuff, but, take less time to do things, which, okay, let me just, I guess, transition into me, quote unquote, defending Bulit. Okay, so first of all, Bulit on Facebook decided to respond to some people and say some things. Now, I haven't really looked at him like more than once, I guess, or more than twice at least, but let me just say the general idea of what was going on. So some people were saying that Bulit, that it's not right that rice and risotto are, oh yes, I finally said risotto in this video instead of risotto, but, well, I guess I said it there, that they have the same abilities and some of them are different. Well, Bulit's argument on that, and again, in this part of the video I'm sort of defending Bulit, his argument on that was that the abilities are the same, yes, but they're in different what's it called? Different parts of different mechanics. So, say for example, for Rice, you can use that one. I forgot what the ability is called, but I'm going to display it right now because this video is I'm talking while I'm playing the game. So, this ability right here, Rice uses it on the ground. Rice uses it on the ground, but Risotto uses it in the air. Okay, and it's pretty much the same exact move. Okay. And that is a valid criticism, I do agree. However, again, I'm going to plead for Bulit's case in this part of the video, okay? So Bulit's whole thing on that was that it does give them a little bit of, similarities because, again, they are literally siblings. I mean, they're not like, blood siblings, but they are siblings, and they should probably share similar, and this kind of does make sense to me when it comes to it, when you guys think about it. I'm not saying that you guys can't say, oh, it's wrong to have lookalikes or whatever, but just think of, like, consider that. Like, they were trained by the same people. They did all grow up together, so they're probably going to have similar abilities. But Rice uses it in the air, and Risotto uses it on the ground, and that's to sort of, in Bulit's case, express their similarities and their rivalry. And then he was also saying Ricette, I pointed out that she has that Spirit Star, and Ricette also uses the two not mega key blasts, the two crazy key blasts, that's what I call them right now. The default one's upgraded. She uses those two, okay? And so, here's the thing with that, okay? yes, people, these characters are lookalikes, but I have some things to say concerning the fact that these characters are not lookalikes. I guess reskins. Some people are saying reskins. Some people are saying, copycats, whatever you want to say. Here are my arguments against those things. Okay. Now, again, these aren't entirely wrong, and I do agree to an extent that these characters are just reskins and they were lazily put out. Me personally, I don't really have a problem because considering the fact that their abilities are really OP, um, I don't really have a problem with it. Because, in my opinion, that's better than having different characters and one of them is used less because they have weaker abilities or their abilities aren't as strong as, let's say, another character's, okay? Okay, there's one is that. Two is, guys, you have to see where Bullet was coming from like less than a month ago, okay? Less than a month ago, this guy was literally like almost, he was considering quitting game development because of how poorly the game was being received. And yes, that doesn't necessarily give him an excuse to, I guess, rush the game. But at the same time, I don't really see, like, I don't know, aside from the diversity of the characters of the Rice Trio, like, there hasn't really been a lot of bugs. I mean, yes, there's that text thing in the game, and then optimization, but he did that, like, that in my opinion was outside of, let's see if he can double jump. No, he can't. Okay. That in my opinion was not even in my opinion. That was outside of the new update. He just did that in general because people have been asking for that, for optimization. And also, I mean, something else I pointed out just now to someone, or to, in the Discord, was that Goku and Dragon Ball FighterZ, almost every Goku, like, what do they have? Kamehameha, this, that. And some person was arguing, like, oh, but they're the same character. That's even worse. You're gonna add the same character to a game that already has him? Like, even Vegeta, like, okay, okay, forget Goku, alright? Goku, whatever. He's the main character, okay? But Vegeta has like 5 versions of him in FighterZ. Yes, I'm counting the Gogetas and Vegito, but at the same time, that would actually make it more like 6. But even still, guys, you have to pay for that stuff. On here, you don't have to pay a dime. You don't have to pay a dime for any of these characters. You can if you want, but you don't have to. It's not forced upon you. In those games, you have to pay for those Goku lookalikes. Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku. You have to pay for Kid Goku. You have to pay for Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta, Super Saiyan Blue Vegito. You have to pay for the Goku that's what's it called? Base form. You have to pay for, guys. You have to pay for base form Goku in Dragon Ball FighterZ, and that's just fighters. I'm not even talking about freaking Xenoverse 2. I'm not even talking about Xenoverse 2. Okay, and my other excuse for Bullet. There's 2 more things I want to talk about. My other excuse for Bullet is we're talking about one developer here. We're not talking about a whole person company or whatever. We're not talking about like multiple devs working on a game. This is one person. We're talking about one person working on the game, okay? And the other thing I wanted to mention was people talking about like the optimization and the bug fixes, which Bullet has worked on, I think. And a lot of people like to say that the game, like, works really bad or whatever, da 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 da. And again, I'm not saying it's not a valid criticism. Get that out of your head right now. I'm not saying it's not a valid criticism. Again, I'm just trying to get you guys to see Bullet's perspective, okay? But at the same time, guys, yes, it's a valid criticism. Optimization, yes, that is very important in game development. However, you can't please everyone. Never. You can't please everyone. If you go to a taco shop and let's say you sell like a certain taco, Someone else is going to go to that taco shop, ask for a specific taco. You're going to say, oh, sorry, sir, I don't have that. And then they're going to leave. Why? Because you don't serve that taco. It's the same thing here. If there's something you don't like about a game, then why keep playing the game? And some people are like, oh, but that's just lazy, you know, like, it's not lazy. You don't like that part of the game. You don't like that aspect of the game. It ruins your experience. So why would you continue playing it? Oh, Base Brawler, you're encouraging people to stop playing Burst of Power. Yeah, I am. If you don't like the game, don't play it. It's simple as that. And some people are like saying that as if that's a bad thing. That's not a bad thing. For me, Assassin's Creed, like Valhalla, based off the trailers, I knew I wasn't gonna like the game, and I'm a big Assassin's Creed fan. So should I play the game and tell the devs, oh, you guys should do this so I like the game? No, I'm not. I'm just not gonna play it because it doesn't suit me. It's the game. I'm not going to go into detail because it's a separate game, but it's completely derived of the stuff that I originally liked about Assassin's Creed. Oh, they added hidden blades. Yeah, that's not the only thing. A freaking hidden blade isn't going to get me to play Assassin's Creed Valhalla. It's not. So it's the same thing here. If there's something you don't like about the game and it ruins your experience, then just don't play it. And I know it's like, oh, but I really care about this game and the dev and everything. And well, again, goes back to the main point of this part of defending Bullet. You can't please everyone. You can't. You can't. Oh, but a lot of people like this. So there'll be some people who don't. You can't please everyone. I'm sorry, you can't. All right. Now I'm going on to part 2 of this video, which is defending the community. And honestly, in my opinion, I feel like this is slightly more important. I'm not saying that Bullet isn't important or whatever. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm trying to say is the community is partially what's important with keeping your game alive, I guess. And this community so far... Oh, I'm playing as Rice. I was going to try and play as Rice. Anyway, this community so far has been really good. And honestly, guys, I couldn't ask for a better one. There's a lot of communities out there that are really cancer, especially considering the Honkai Impact one. I mean, I know it's just China. It wasn't like US or other parts of the country, but it's going through a big one right now. And I don't think we've gone through anything really that big outside of, well, I'm not going to mention it because... Anyway, I'd say overall, guys, our community is really good and everything. And so, anyway, let me get into the criticisms, okay? So, I'm going to go pretty much backtrack and go, like, over the stuff that I did previously for Bullet's point. But, so, Rice, Risette, and Risotto, all have similar movesets. They all have the same power-ups, the same combos, and for the most part, the same, stats, and they have the same Ki Blast abilities. And, you know, some people put words in my mouth. Oh, Base Brawler's okay with this. Am I okay with it? No. There's your answer. Am I okay with it? No. Oh, but how come you were defending it before? How come you were saying in Bullet's part of the video that it's fine that he did that? I'm not defending these characters having the same exact movesets, just like fighters. I still play fighters. It doesn't ruin my experience. Do I like that Goku? And obviously not, because I just mentioned it. But does that keep me from playing fighters? No. No. Absolutely not. It doesn't ruin my experience at all. Just because there's a bunch of Gokus with the same Kamehameha and everything, it doesn't ruin my experience at all. But, is it a problem? Yes. It's absolutely a problem. And Bullet really needs to consider that. Changing these characters a little bit. Maybe not from now, because again, I really like the fact that they have the same OP combo. That's just me, though. But does that mean I think it's okay? I mean, just because I like it doesn't mean I think it's okay. I like the fact that they all have an OP combo, but at the same time, what if they didn't? What if they all didn't have an OP combo? Then what? Would I like it then? Probably not. So, yeah, Bullet just going forward needs to work on that, okay? That's all I really have to say about that. But is it game breaking for me? Hell no. It's not. And that's all that's really need to be said about that. Okay? The next thing goes into what's it called? You know, the like I don't know, I guess the community giving up on Bullet. I kind of forgot my second point with me defending Bullet, but the game is definitely well, it's obviously doing better, but that doesn't mean that the game's not going to do worse. You know, it's reached a point. It's either going to go up from here or lower from here, and depending on what Bullet decides to do, it could be either one. Now, obviously, if one or two people cry about this issue, it doesn't mean that issue isn't important. But again, you can't please everyone. I mean, you'd be making a game specifically tailored for that one or two people. But if there are a majority of people complaining about an issue, then you should probably consider fixing it. And me personally, while I may not have a big problem with it, it doesn't mean it's not a problem, and it doesn't mean that there are a bunch more people wanting to fix it. So, if it is an issue, that big of an issue, then it should probably consider being fixed. But at the same time, if the developer pleads his case and says, this is why I'm not doing it, then there's really nothing you could do about that. Except, again, and I'm not trying to tell you guys to stop playing the game, but your voice can be heard through your actions. And unfortunately, we probably wouldn't have microtransaction games today if people decided not to spend money on microtransactions. But people do. And that's why they exist. So, if you don't like the game, again, don't play it. And that may sound like, oh, that's lazy, you know, the developer should be able to fix this problem. Well, the developer's probably going to fix the problem if they realize that no one's playing their game. So you know what? If you really do think that this game should have these issues fixed, then don't play it. And that may sound ignorant, that may sound like giving up, but you're really not giving up. As a matter of fact, you're not giving up, you're fighting for it. You're telling the developer, hey, if you don't fix this problem, I'm not going to play your game. And that speaks volumes, honestly, it does. Now, I'm trying to plead both sides, okay? I'm not saying, Bullet, that this game is terrible or whatever, and I don't think anyone's saying that. But at the same time, if there are enough people that really have an issue with this thing, I guess. And guys, I'm playing as Rice right now because I'm upgrading him. I know I said I was going to play as Rice set, but I already got enough crystals. Anyway, if there aren't enough people like complaining about this issue, it should probably be considered being fixed. And again, while I don't personally have a problem with them having the same combo or whatever, the same exact moveset, there are people who do. And that's pretty much all that has to be said about that. And then finally, when it comes to the game optimization, this one's not going to be too long because honestly, guys, I'm not really too sure if I really agree with the community a lot on this one. I mean, I'm not saying the game doesn't need optimization, it does, but a lot of people were arguing against me saying like, oh, optimization wouldn't help, or it wouldn't ruin the, storage size of the game. That's not my point. That wasn't my point. My whole point with what I was trying to say there was that, again, you can't please everyone. And that goes back to my thing about Bullet, and I've already pretty much said what I have to say there. You can't please everyone. And that's pretty much the big takeaway from this video, is you can't please everyone, okay? whether it be both on Bullets' end or the community's end. You can't please everyone. So now I'm going to pretty much say my final verdict and what I think needs to be done in order for us to, I guess, be in our, happy little cabins again, or whatever. To be happy campers and everybody, happy-go-lucky, okay? So, what I think Bullet should do, honestly, when it comes to rice, risette, and risotto, is keep them how they are now. Well, okay, let me elaborate. Keep their combos and their abilities and everything, because that stuff makes sense to me personally. But going forward, try and make them a little more different, and not just in their power-ups or whatever, but in their abilities as well. Like, even if you have to recolor some stuff, you have to color some stuff differently, even that gives more variety than just, oh, here's the same exact blue blast on the ground, and oh, it's just, different because it's on the ground. At least give it somewhat more of a variety, like a different design choice or something like that, that will cause people to at least not have to complain about them having the exact same, color ability or whatever. Because that's what I feel like, took people from looking at the Final Power Level Warrior, which also had very, similar movesets, from people calling those reskins. Because in that game, at least they had different colors to work with, and it didn't feel like, oh, I'm playing, a character with the exact same moveset as this one. Because there were a lot of abilities, guys, I'm sorry, in the Final Power Level Warrior that were, like, pretty much cookie cutter. And no one complained about that. But in this game, people do. And I actually, kind of understand why. Because it's literally the exact same moves. And so, Bullet, if you literally, you don't even have to change, their entire thing. Like I said, keep the combos and everything, because I like how OP those are. Just at least try and, maybe recolor some stuff. Or give them, different abilities. Or maybe not give one an ability at all, something like that. Or maybe, give Rice green Ki Blast, Rice at blue, Risotto, orange or something like that. Just add a little flavor. Don't just make it oh, I'm playing the exact same character. It's just, their body looks different. You know what I mean? Because I can kind of see where people are coming from. While it doesn't bother me and ruin the experience for me, it doesn't ruin the experience for some people. And that does, affect the way people look at the game. But at the same time, guys, it's really, is that something that's going to keep you from playing the game going forward? Is just something as, I don't know, to me, minuscule as that? And I get what people are saying, it's oh, Bullet's defending this or whatever, but that's why I'm making this video, because I feel like Bullet needs to really, look at stuff like that, and say, you don't have to spend, a buttload of time, making a new animation or whatever, just tweak the color. Just make the color different. Do something to make it feel like the player isn't, being forced to play as 3 characters in one. You know what I mean? Or I guess the opposite. 1 character in 3. So that's just what I have to say about that. And then back to the optimization, because, I pretty much said what I need to about the community. Back to the optimization. In terms of optimization, the only thing I really think needs to be fixed is the frame rate gets buggy sometimes. And I don't know if Bullet has tried to fix that, or I'm pretty sure he has, but the frame rate does drop quite some time, and that probably should be fixed. Even still, but I don't know, it isn't really that big of a, not big of a deal, but I haven't really noticed it too much, and it doesn't bother me too much, but there are some people it does bother. But that's pretty much it. So, anyway, guys, I want to thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope I wasn't too harsh on either end. But yeah, again, the main takeaway is, while I do think that isn't really that big of a deal to change the characters and make them all super different or whatever, I do feel like Bullet should add some stuff that makes them feel at least somewhat different, like different colors and everything. And you guys also have to consider this is one person we're talking about, and he probably is going to add stuff in the next update that would be, in my opinion, better than just, oh, let me fix these characters. Instead, he's going to add stuff to the game that's pretty much going to make it more fun. Like, he's adding that text rock or whatever. I don't know what it's for, but that's the thing. Like, there's mystery to stuff like that. There's no mystery to, oh, let me fix this character's abilities. You know what I mean? And just because he's not going to fix one issue, it doesn't mean he's not going to add a bunch more other cool stuff to the game. So, are you really going to, like, want to focus on the fact that these characters have the same exact abilities, or are you going to be excited for the new stuff he has coming if he doesn't work on those problems, on those issues? Because again, I know some people find them as issues, and I'm not saying it's okay for the characters to have the exact same abilities, but if Bullet is deciding not to work on that because he has other stuff in mind, then I'm all for that. And that's pretty much what I'm trying to say. No one really is in the wrong here. It's just you're comparing apples to oranges. It's like, what do you want? Do you want this character to be balanced and, be different from this other one? Or do you want Bullet to add new features to the game that are going to blow your mind and feel different from the previous ones? Which, I mean, this game is literally that compared to the Final Power Level Warrior. Like, which one would you rather have? Anyway, I want to thank you guys for watching again. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I pretty much said what I need to. If you guys agree with me, let me know in the comments below. If not, then I don't know. I feel like I failed as a YouTuber, but I'm just trying to play devil's advocate on both ends. I see where both sides are coming from, and I just want there to be a conclusion reached where no one is really too dissatisfied with the outcome, and we can all enjoy this really fucking amazing game that I'm excited to see what happens in the future with it. So, see you guys later. Have a nice day. Bye.